just like I said, like Agent of Shield. I was excited for Agent of Shield, but
Agents of Shield
I
was
just,
good until it wasn't. Honestly,
it's I saw the first season, and it was, and the idea was good. I liked the premise of it, but it just got like, I don't know, it just couldn't catch it and stuff. And I'm thinking, I saw it and thought like they can't really do anything crazy because they don't got the budget. This is TV,
they don't
stuff
have the
like that.
budget, and for the first 3 or 4 seasons, they were connected with the MCU, so they could not have
Things
big
happen.
bads. They could not, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they cannot have world-altering happenings, and they
yeah.
were connected to the MCU and kept in the dark too. Which there was the shows, the season which they ran during the Avengers Infinity War was this finale was abysmal because no one knew anything. And they had this
Yeah.
alien telling him that Thanos is coming to your planet and he's gonna do. And then when he watched the movie The Infinity War, no one knew Thanos was coming.
No.
He just showed
Yeah.
up,
Mhm.
like not
Yeah.
him, like his. And they
Yeah.
did this
It's
whole
just,
thing where like the world they're doing their own side missions and there is news coverage that you do not see. They're just like people talking about and they're talking and agents of shield talking to each other and saying crazy what's happening on out there right now. It's like yeah, okay, I get it. You're in the mix. It's
yeah. And I just hated they debuted certain things like Ghost Rider, but Ghost Rider wasn't debuted in the movies. So, and then they're like, oh, that stuff's non-canon anyway. I'm like,
yeah. Once they
okay.
split it, okay, you can get a Ghost Rider afterwards,
Yeah, like, yeah, because now we can just make up anything. That's what I
and
like about
you might get a Disney Plus show for Ghost Rider. I think I don't think you're gonna get a movie. We're gonna get
oh, I know, you can't really. Yeah, Nick Cage killed that, but you know what I'm
yeah.
saying though. Then they start going outside the. Oh, let's do it now because it's not connected. Like with Gotham, I again like the premise of Gotham. I don't know if you read. Have you read a Gotham Central comic book
I
line?
did not know. I heard about it, but never did.
Yeah. See, all it is now in that comic book, it focused on the cops. They solve cases. When I say cases, like serial killers and murders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Batman was still around, but he was like year one Batman. They heard about him, and then you see certain glimpses, but it was just about the officers. They daily lives of dealing with
Yeah.
life in Gotham.
Psychos.
I think,
Dealing with
yeah,
psychos and crazy and
basically, I was looking forward to a Gotham version of Law and Order. Get your little murder mystery and this and that. I'm like, that sounds good. And then they can have the Batman story kind of connecting things, but it's not every day. So I'm like, cool. They're like, you know, Jim Gordon comes in town, his first case, who killed, Thomas and Martha Wayne. Like, yeah, that's good and stuff. And then it slowly turned into, we're going to make this about Batman. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Okay, it's just like he's a fucking kid. Why is it going to Batman?
it's honestly yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
just a
gee,
it's kind
and
of
I
like
think,
yeah. And inviting his rogues gallery, all of it, because it kind of like goes against
yes,
the soul of everything that is Batman, because the whole idea of Batman's villains is that they showed up because Batman showed up. They were a
yes,
balance of power. They were a balance check against him, not the other way around. It's
yes. I'm thinking like, and I was okay with certain glimpses. All right, you see Zaza, 'cause this, he's a regular person, so that's fine. And I don't have no problem seeing the young penguin and stuff
yeah,
like that.
Young
Yeah,
Penguin was amazing. Edward Nigma
yes.
was kind of cool, honestly, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
But they should have focused. Honestly, the main villains should have been the Falcones from beginning to end.
Exactly,
It should have been that
exactly.
family. They could have gotten a Black Mask in there, for example, a little bit. They could have gotten.
Yeah, get the and this is the excuse to have like the CD level villains, not the top people. I don't need to see Clayface or Mr. Freeze and Bane. I'm like, why are these people showing up? There's no Batman. And
Oh God,
then they made
yeah,
Barbara Gordon.
they did make a yeah. Then they made
Yes. They did Scarecrow. They did everybody. Like I said, it was the Rogue Gallery. Like, but there's no
and
Batman around.
honestly, once they did these, they made these recast things to just they went out of their way to establish that this is not Batman Scarecrow. This is just a predecessor to his Scarecrow, and I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever, it's Scarecrow. Just
And they totally messed themselves up because I remember like in the first season, you see a young Pablo Isley, and that to me like all right, that's a wink, that's Poison Ivy, but this is a kid. But then
and then she
some reason in
sprouts.
the exactly.
Eh,
I'm like, oh my god, just to see, and that's why like I didn't. That's why I didn't care for it, and I always knock it. People was good to like. I remember the showrunner. Oh, we're not gonna have the Joker in here because everybody kind of knows Batman kind of made the Joker. So how can we have the Joker if there's no Batman? And then like
and
season
then they
five,
went
I'm
on
like,
to have two, no, three even Jokers.
exactly.
It's
Yes, I'm like, there you go. I'm
it's
like,
kind of because
forget this
they
shit.
needed to keep it on the air, and they ran out of ideas, and that's the problem is
Exactly.
by the time season 2 or season 3 came around, it was villain of the week. It's
Yes. Yes. And that's what I wanted, but I'm more like more murder mysteries
uh,
or
like
the Falcons are dealing with something like yes, they could.
it's it's
Matter of
kind of
fact,
like it's weird. It's
go
because
ahead.
you went overboard when you're introducing freaking Solomon Grundy into the mix.
Oh no!
You don't
I'm
need
like that's
him.
supposed to be
And like and this guy was not Solomon Grundy. This guy was a regular character for 2 seasons and also for 3 seasons.
yeah, you
And
sounded
like
good.
yeah, he's Solomon Grundy
Yes.
now. What the
Yes.
hell?
Yeah. Perfect formula for Gotham was in the I'm scared. Law and order, organized crime.
Yeah,
And I
you
say
know.
that is
mm,
seen it? Seen organized crime?
huh. Which one?
Law and order,
Organized.
organized
Oh
crime.
yeah, I loved it.
Me too. They
Oh,
could have did that
that
with the
was supposed to be.
Falcons.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. You had the Falcons right there. You had
yes,
and you could have went 4 seasons with the Falcons and with whoever their rival families were, and but
yes,
and
yes.
even
And
get the Oswald Cobblepot in there.
exactly.
Bloody hell!
You could have made
You had an original villain in Fish Mooney. Was her name?
yes, Fish Moon.
You could have went a couple of seasons with her.
No, and it don't have to be over everything about them, but you can throw in your little week. Oh, we got this serial killer that came to Gotham, or someone got murdered, and all this stuff like that, and then went with it, and not so heavily on Jim Gordon because I thought to me they jumped the shark where well his wife is bad now. What?
I was like, yeah, I was scratching my head during the whole thing. It's like,
like, like
and I think her name was Martha as well. So she was, or what was it? No,
Barbara.
her name
It's
Barbara.
Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon. Her name
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Batman's Jim Gordon's wife. Like so I'm like,
yeah.
wow, she's a villain now, and you're thinking, wait, is he gonna get back with her after she does this?
Yeah, or get with somebody else, and that gonna be
And that's gonna be
Batgirl
also
thing.
Barbara. And what are we doing here?
Exactly. But thank you. You
And
saw this because
yeah,
yeah.
and honestly, Vicky Vale was a young reporter when Batman was around, and they just made her
Oh
Jim
my
Gordon's
god.
love interest.
Oh my god. I
You're
forgot about
scraping
that.
the bottom of the barrel here.
Uh huh. Just trying to get y'all Batman fans into this. I'm like, I was done. I was after season one, I was done. Cause season one I thought was great. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
And after that, and it's funny, I didn't want to see no more Bruce Wayne. That was it.
you
That
didn't
first
need it.
season,
And
I should have seen no Bruce Wayne anymore.
Kid Bruce Wayne was annoying as all hell.
I know, I know. It's like I don't want to see no
And
Catwoman, which that
Alfred,
still didn't make no
yeah, and
sense.
Alfred was cool. I mean, like they could have used Catwoman as just an informant for Jim Gordon until she grows up,
Exactly.
but Alfred was cool. But again, I didn't want to see Bruce Wayne, and you already and they. Have you seen that Pennyworth show? I've seen a couple of
No,
I've
no,
seen a couple episodes of them lost in.
no.
It's
But
yeah.
see, to me, that's fine. That's fine. They can do that, but that's not what something I care to see myself. That can be something somebody else, but nah. But yeah, that was my gripe about Gotham. I'm just like y'all just pulling
I mean, I stuck
straws and just
I,
mixing them.
I stuck with Gotham till the end, but then again, it was like, yeah, I enjoy big scale things and everything for what it is, but you're just, this is just now, it's now becoming a flash in the pan show. It's not a deep connecting show like the first season was. It's
Exactly. I'm just wow. Hugo Strange was fine.
mm,
I was fine.
yeah.
He's older. They can do that, and it just everything else is like.
And
But the Joker thing that really
honestly,
got me.
once you bring in Benedict Wong to play anything, it's good. I don't care what
Speedy
he's.
One is great, but it just
Yeah,
I just,
yeah.
but now you understand my gripe about it, and I just look at it like it has so much potential. Now I'm like, it's like it wasn't CW bad, but Jesus.
It's honestly, by the time the last season ended, it was like, okay, who give me every Batman property that we did not use. Let's see how we can work them into here.
Exactly. And then let's finish
They
it with him and Batman.
they
No, I
made
don't want to see that.
they made freaking Azrael a villain, for God's sake.
Everybody has to be a villain.
And while I like that Bruce Wayne watched Azrael jumping from place to place, and that's how he got the idea of how he should move as Batman. But I was like, it's good character slash TV writing, but then the manner of the whole story is like, yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah. It one more thing that gets me.
Did they
And I go ahead.
did they put Russell Gould in there? I can't remember. He
I
was in there.
believe.
He was in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Oh
they,
my
they,
God! He
yeah,
turns
yeah,
the
yeah,
skeleton.
they had,
Yeah. God
yes,
damn it.
they had everybody in there. It make no sense. It make no sense. And what I was about to say is, Batman, Bruce Wayne, basically went dark. Okay,
Mm,
supposedly not comic book storyline dark because he was training. So we probably basically saw him in his early 20s when after he's done training around the world.
yeah.
I had no problem if they had little snippets of that or episode or two of him doing that. But I felt like he never left. He was just there and he knows all this stuff.
He
And
never
when he
left.
was just,
They
you know
just,
what, I'm a teenager.
he
Yeah,
left off
I'm
screen.
a
Like he just left right before the finale,
hmm
and the finale just jumped ahead. What, 10 years? I don't think if it was even
Yes.
10 years. I think it might have been just 5. It's
hmm Now he wearing costumes and go like, no, no, just no. Oh man, nothing in the world can make me watch Gotham anymore. I just, yeah, that's why I always
yeah,
knock it when I see it. And I
yeah.
see
You know,
Joker, and I'm like, which one? That's what I say, which one?
it's like it's like first of all, I mean that's the problem. They ended like, I don't know, was it episode 4, season 4, see, where it's a hook where this guy was the inspiration for the Joker, and it was a great, like, putting it out there with the whole all the kids like watching him and smiling while he's dying, and that was it. That was great. That was perfect. That was the mystery. That was like, okay, so you explained the origin of the Joker without showing me the Joker. Thank you. But they had to bring him
Nope.
back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, see. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it now. It had 15. 15 major villains. Number one, Ra's al Ghul.
Hmm.
I guess Jeremiah and Jerome, Viking, the Jokers.
Yeah,
Penguin,
Charmander.
Riddler. Even had the Mad Hatter. Hugo
Yeah,
Strange. Barbara. I think
yeah.
that's the.
Barbara,
Oh, now they
Barbara,
flipped it.
Barbara Gordon. Yeah. Well, not Barbara
Yeah.
Gordon because they.
Ivory Pepper. Oh my god. Sophia Falcone. Ish Mooney. They had the Court of Owls. See what I mean?
Fuck yeah, they had the Court of Owls. Oh my god.
You see how they had everything.
Like they went
Anything to.
they went out of their way to bring out the most obscure and and they just made them mean nothing, honestly. Court of
Mhm. Of course, Nasaya Agul.
Yeah.
You're right. Azrael. I don't know why they even do that.
Azrael wasn't even a
Uh,
villain in the comics. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, Barbara King. Yeah, that was.
yeah, that's Barbara Gordon. Or
Yeah.
that's the former, or No, she was his fiance. Never got to marry him in
Yes.
the show.
And then there's Hugo Strange, then the Mad Hatter, which I just laughed at that, and yeah, and then it's the Riddler. Yeah, they had everybody, everybody. Yeah.
You
I did
know,
not see too much of No Man's Land. Did he actually call himself the Joker, or he just looked like the Joker? Because that's the whole thing I did not.
I don't think he. I don't think they used the word Joker for him until the end.
Okay.
I can't remember honestly. The finale was kind of like yeah. No, he was Jerome. Or yeah, he was Jerome was the guy who we loved, right? Or was it Jeremiah?
Jerome was the one that had the smile, but Jeremiah was the one that
Jeremiah was the one who
actually did
got
the best.
gassed, who actually became the Joker. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was Jeremiah till the end, which kind of defeats the
Hmm.
purpose of the Joker because no one knew who he was, I suppose.
Yeah. And then, of course, let's not forget that one season when they barely had to say No Man's Land. I'm like,
You know,
like you just
yeah. Let me tell. I want. If I can find this video, I'm gonna send it to you. There was this crazy theory, and I think this is what you want. Is that what should have been Gotham, or what took place during the Gotham years, is the best prequel to Batman would have been the movie Seven,
yes, yes,
and
something like that. Yes. See,
yeah, that would
just
have been
that. Yes.
and
Yeah.
Seven actually had a lot of Batman-esque or Gotham-esque stuff in it because it was a city full of crime. It had detectives dealing with that stuff every day, and the main villain in it was a guy who was a psychopath who had a theme like Calendar Man or
Exactly. Hmm. They could have had Calendar Man. See, they
they
could
could have.
have did. Don't do the rogue gallery. He has a lot of other common criminals and
And
everything stuff like that. They
honestly,
can
yeah, don't
probably.
do the supernatural gallery, the supernatural criminals.
Oh,
Why you gotta bring
we need something
Why you gotta bring Solomon Grundy and Russell Gould into this?
because they main Batman villains. We got Poison Ivy. We got Mister Freeze. Bane
Yeah,
is okay. Now let me say this:
I mean, yeah,
cannot be Bane. He could be a henchman for someone that you're like, oh, that's gonna guy who eventually will be Bane. I could have did that, but don't have Bane show up. They could have had Jonathan Crane a la Scarecrow, but not being Scarecrow. You can do name drops and they can help you and
he
do
could have
stuff. Yeah,
honestly, Jonathan Crane, he could have just had him be a professor and just teaching, and that's it.
exactly. Like they did with the Riddler. That's slowly. You can just slowly add them in to see how they got started, basically. Not just, hey, it's the Scarecrow. He's not. Oh, they had Firefly also, which Firefly. See, the thing is, the problem with Firefly
Oh,
is
they did have
that's
Firefly.
okay. Then again, when did Firefly come? After or before Batman? See, that's the problem. I'm just,
Here's
I'm
the
just shocked.
problem.
Hold on, let
It
me.
kind of like now it actually because a lot of the sweet controversy about Batman was like, did he or did he not cause all these supervillains to show up in Gotham? And you took that
Mhm.
away. That whole philosophical question is gone because everyone was already here before he showed up.
Exactly. So Gotham was really just fucked up. Make you think who should be living there then? We
Yeah,
shouldn't live in Gotham. There all these
and honestly,
supernatural and super
yeah,
villains showing up.
yeah. And by the end of it, like and these villains, the main core villains like Cobblepot and Riddler, like they switched from good guy to bad guy so much it didn't hold any meaning anymore. Like you're basically making it this is like there's no bad or good guys. There's just misunderstood guys that are going through drama.
Hmm.
I mean, they were so bankrupt. They made it seem like Riddler and Penguin had a bromance that turned into a romance that did then turned back into a jealousy
I
type
know.
thing. And I was like, what is going on?
Uh, like what?
It's
I
not.
know. What are they doing?
It's nothing against two men. It's just like, why are you doing this? It just and at the end of it, it accomplished nothing. You could have had them hate each other and anyway, but it
Mm.
didn't make me like any one of them more. Okay, let's move on. Have you seen The Long Halloween?
I'm going to download it. Did you see it?
Yeah, real good. I never read
Now,
the comic book, honestly. I have it, but I didn't read it.
oh, oh, oh. So let's stop that in, because I
Yeah.
read it, loved it. I'm more because you saw what they did with Hush, right?
Hmm? Yeah, I saw what
You
they did
saw
with
Hush,
Hush.
right?
Yeah, which is why I want
Yeah,
to read the Long Halloween because I don't know if this is comic book accurate
yeah,
or not.
yeah. See, I don't know either, because I know a lot of people got mad at Hush for that reason.
Yeah,
And I thought it was okay, but I get it. If
I
you
didn't get
read it,
mad at I didn't get mad at Hush, but I was just let down by Hush. Honestly.
me too. I'm just like, I bother. That's what I'm thinking. Because
Yeah,
I love Hush as a character. He's to me is one of my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
Batman villains because he's to me how people compare Batman and Joker. I compare Hush villain. Sorry,
Because more than
Bruce
Joker,
Wayne's
Hush.
super villain
Yeah,
is Hush, not
exactly.
Batman's. It's
He's
Hush.
the other side of
That's
that
the
coin. That's how it was. And
yeah.
I honestly, if it was if they had called this movie anything but Hush, I would have loved it.
Mm-hmm.
If they had just made up something and it turned out to be the Riddler because on his face, having a grittier Riddler or the Riddler just become this like amazing supervillain, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
But they
The
had to
Riddler was great.
sacrifice
Yeah.
Hush to do that.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Got to get you in. Got to
Yeah,
hook you in.
yeah.
Just like just like what was it? The Alan Moore Joker one.
Which one?
The controversy with that one. Joker shot Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, yeah. Killing Joke. The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke where they added that Batgirl and Batman thing. Got to spice it up for you, y'all.
Yeah, it's kind
So they
of
just have to.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird because they changed the story from Batman story to Batgirl story, and also it was
It
Joker's
was
story more than anyone else. It should have been like Joker
yeah,
has been not. I don't want to see this through a third party, which is Barbara.
yeah. To me, it was just a fuller. They like, well, we need to expand it, so let's put a little Barbara
Yeah, we need
Gordon
to
stuff in here.
because a Killing
Yeah,
Joke is like a single issue story or the two issue story at most.
yeah,
So they're
yeah.
like,
So they just have to
we got to fill an hour
pull
and a
up
half
thing.
with this.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, what's all this Batgirl stuff going on? Did I miss something? And then that happened, and I'm like, oh, okay, they just trying to make it a little bit better
Yeah, make it
in a
juicy.
way. In their mind, yeah, some more connection to Batman and Batgirl and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
okay, like we get it.
which any Batman fan would know. He doesn't have to be sleeping with her in order to feel, devastated by what happened.
I know. Kids need to see because you know the kids look at this and like, oh my god, what is that? But yeah, I'm gonna probably download Long Halloween tonight. I was waiting for. I really want to buy it, but I'm just like not trying to be overloaded with too many DVDs now.
Yeah,
But I got mostly all Batman animated stuff. But Long Halloween is good. The sequel is good too. But yeah, read it and you will like it. Now I'm really curious to see it myself, and I'm worried that they made a two-part of it. Honestly, because I'm
I
like,
think it's the same story. I mean, like it felt like part one goes into part two. It's not like they finish part one and then it's a total new story that connects to it. No, it's
yeah,
just
okay. Let me. There's a sequel to it. There is. Oh yeah, it's
yeah. I'm
right
looking.
here. It's Haunted Night. Also,
Yeah, I'm gonna start on the Long Halloween soon. Honestly, yeah.
yeah.
I wanna. I was thinking, I was thinking after I saw the first part of the animated movie, I'm gonna read this comic book right now so that I can get it. But part two just kind of crept up and just like, oh, part two is here. Fine.
So yeah, and Dark Victory also. Dark Victory debuts Robin in that situation. But yeah, Yeah, they all three is good. But yeah, I'm glad you like the Long Halloween. I will definitely check it out. So it was good.
It was. I don't want to give away a lot of it, but I liked it because it showed. I mean, I'm pretty sure the general theme is the same of like the holiday murderers or so or something like that. Is that in the comic?
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it went through a lot. It was pretty much it pretty much felt like more of a noir, an old school noir detective story.
Here you go. I can say stuff and without spoiling either the comic book or the
Mm.
thing. So year based, someone's dying on special holidays.
Yes.
Don't know who the gunman is. During that time, you see the origins of Two Face, and that's probably based I can say without spoiling anything because the Two Face thing is that's on the cover of the thing too, so you can tell Two Face is in there. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
will say
that's just
Harvey Dent plays a big role in this one. So
yeah he does in the
yeah,
comic book too because
yeah,
he's Harvey Dent in it, and then yeah
yeah.
stuff like that.
But I like
So
it because I don't know. Maybe the comic book had the same thing, but it had that film noir feeling about who's the killer, what are the clues, what are we.
yeah, that's what I love about it. It was actual mystery to it. Yeah,
Mm.
and comic book gives you an answer, but it's still open. Then you'd be like, okay, I get that, but then how that happened? So yeah, yeah. Now you got me all interested because I didn't know for sure if they would follow that same way of the book. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Well, I'll have to watch and then we can reconvene again and discuss about it. And
All right.
before I go, my last thing from Gotham is they didn't do it, didn't happen, but they was gonna do it. They was gonna do Man Bat. That tell you how much fucked up they were.
Oh God, they did tease him. They did tease him. They never actually went through with it, right? They
Yes,
teased
they
him at
got
the
cut.
end.
See?
Yeah, he was in the
Yeah.
fin. He was in
No, they did.
the second to last season finale, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but he didn't
See?
show up.
So,
Thank God.
yeah, see? Everybody.
Because,
Everybody. I'm shocked Condiment Man didn't show up.
like
Oh man.
honestly, I'm surprised they didn't have the mutants from the Dark Knight Returns. Honestly, if they had gone on for
Oh
one
my
more
god.
season, they would have totally
Oh,
had
they
the
probably
mutants on.
yeah. They'd be in the sewer somewhere. There's some
Yeah, they'd be in the sewer and there'd be come
hold
out the guys in
on,
the
hold on.
visors with the mohawks and
No. We didn't do this. I gotta look. I gotta look. They did not
well,
do. There's one person we forgetting. Did not do. My God, they did. Okay, I'm sorry.
who who are you talking?
All right, they didn't do Killer Croc. Sort of. There you go. They did do Killer Croc.
I'm trying to remember. They did call it Croc.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Oh, let me
I
double
don't
check.
know.
Let me double check. I don't know for
See,
sure. Let me see.
this is the problem that they can do anything and it's not gonna register because it didn't mean a lot. It didn't mean anything by the time they were done.
Yeah, he was in season 2, episode 20.
God damn.
They don't know for sure if that was him or not, but they had something probably an idea about him. So yeah, because that's what I'm looking at here. I'm gonna say they couldn't do everybody now. They couldn't do
I mean, they
everybody.
couldn't. I mean, you can't have like these like overly supernatural guy or supervillain types without having Batman there to outbalance them. I mean, come on. What's Jim Gordon gonna do? Shoot Killer Croc? In his unbreakable skin?
I know. And how did you again? All they can do is like say his the birth of him, or Wailing Jones showed up. And
Yeah.
you see him as human and stuff like that, and then you just go from there and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That's it.
Yeah. So now I'm looking. Now you got me all interested. I like they do Renee Montoya. Okay, that's good. I remember her. Of course, Leslie Lee Tompkins, Lucius Fox, which that
Yeah,
wouldn't.
okay, that makes sense to bring Lucius Fox in there.
Yeah, yeah, that didn't make sense. Again, he just showed up. Okay, I remember Zaz,
I mean, yeah, Victor Zaz.
and Firefly.
Honestly, I could have gone with Victor Zaz as because they didn't go full cycle with Victor Zaz during the whole show, so I think that was a good thing.
Oh, good news. They didn't go too crazy. Um, did do Professor Pig, and they did also did the Ventriloquist, which why?
Yeah, yeah, they did do the ventriloquist. My God, they
Yeah,
did everyone.
I,
Let's go.
no,
They did
no, they
everyone
did
to the
not do
point that we're
everything.
forgetting like the all the real cool guys like the ventriloquist.
Exactly. It's just oh man. And then the thing that kills me is they was recurring. That was to me
It's like, yeah,
probably
wasn't the Mad Hatter like
one thing.
also had a sister and two guys were in it, or
Yes. Because the Mad Hatter was the main in season 3. And then he had a recurring role, so he kept on going. That was to me the problem. That was really made me mad because the longest of course Penguin and the not villain, but Riddler was the
mm,
two main ones.
yeah,
Not those two people. They no, it needs to change. Tigress is one. Oh, the Executioner, for two
yeah, I
seasons.
remember the execution.
Oh God, gee. See, that was my problem. Now
Yeah,
it's
and
yeah.
I still don't have, yeah, completely forgot that they did Firefly and Mr. Freeze, and they were actually together in
See,
the same squad or whatever. Like,
I'm shocked they didn't do the Legion of Doom or some weird version of it where it's just the Bat villains join together and they say, "Hey, we working for Mr. Luther," and there you go.
I mean, yeah, you could have just gone Luther. I mean, like they could have. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they could have just winked at it, like having Oliver Queen just coming in for a vacation with his family and leaving us.
Yeah, but they try to be separate from that, and and sorry, I'm just looking at Wikipedia and just seeing everything I hated. This thing, like with Barbara, yeah, fiance, but she was bisexual because she had a lesbian relationship with named
Yeah, by the end,
Montoya.
by the end,
Wh-
by the end, she was, yeah, she had a
Yeah,
relationship with Oliver Montoya, whose brother was also a scumbag who was a main villain and then became Azrael.
see,
It's
and I had no problems. I know Renee is lesbian, and she also the question, but y'all just see. I call it CW drama. It's like it's drama just to be drama, just to have anything. Like
it's just filler. It's
really,
filler drama because
yeah,
we can't just have them being villains, which I agree with. Let's just have them be human. Let's humanize them and make it. And uh, I mean, by the time
yeah.
the end, they had a mission statement. They actually called it Gotham: Rise of the Villains. That was the tagline.
Of course, because we're
It's
gonna
no longer
show
about Jim
everybody.
Garden. It's about the villains that we're introducing.
I remember that too. Oh my god.
Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Driving. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the drive-in. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Driving. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.